Hello, my friends. 7 WWE Rocks here, and I'm here to do my Lucha Underground review for tonight's episode, which, of course, was December 28th, 2016. Final Lucha Underground of the year. And if you just want my quick thoughts real quick, kind of a filler episode. I believe the ending and all the events that followed will have a big impact going into the new year. But the first 40 minutes, I was thinking during this, wow, this is definitely a filler episode. I mean, nothing big's really happened. A few storyline, changes and stuff. And the storyline's progressing a little, but I was a little disappointed. I mean, I was like, didn't want to, I wanted to review this. I really enjoyed last week. Once again, real quick, thank you so much for a lot of people watching last week's review. It did really good for my channel. My videos don't usually do over 200 views, and that one did. So I was very, very happy about that. So thank you very much. But this week seemed kind of filler, but we got some exciting things heading into next week and whatnot. So I'll get right into it with this episode. We had a vignette, not a vignette, a little backstage thing, Prince Puma is alive and well after being put in a casket by Mil Muertes after having that Grave Consequences match. He looked alive and well, and Vampiro was with him, and he wanted Prince Puma to pledge himself to him, and Prince Puma said, "I do, master." So it looks like Vampiro has a new student, and Prince Puma has a master in Vampiro. So the episode actually started off with Mil Muertes versus Jeremiah Crane. Matt Striker announced that the best of 5 series would continue as the main event. It would be Tejano versus Cage in the match 4 of their best of 5, which had me disappointed. I thought, wow, that's the main event. That's kind of disappointing. I like Cage a lot. Tejano, he's pretty cool, but I just haven't really clicked with him as much as I have with Cage. And I'm just thinking, best of, this is the 4th match. I mean, why is this main event? I would much rather have Jeremiah Crane versus Mil Muertes. And then this match happened, and I realized, oh, that's why it's not main event. So basically, Jeremiah Crane starts the match off blindsiding Mil Muertes, hitting 2 bicycle kicks because his entire moveset in Lucha Underground is bicycle kicks. I said that last week. I love it. But he goes for a 3rd bicycle kick, and Mil Muertes shoulder blocked the crap out of him. It looked like Crane just landed back on his neck. It looked brutal and really, really just crazy. And Mil Muertes beat him up a little more after that, threw him around a little, not really much. And then when the ref was distracted with Katrina, Prince Puma comes out with a Singapore cane, hits Mil Muertes a few times. Jeremiah Crane he hits him in the head with it. Jeremiah Crane follows it up with a bicycle kick, and he wins it. Pretty much, you could tell Mil Muertes' shoulders weren't even on the mat, but the ref ended up counting the 3 anyway. It looked like his right shoulder definitely got up before the 3 count, but it was supposed to be a fast upset pin. So Jeremiah Crane beat Mil Muertes, and Prince Puma looks like he is not finished with Mil Muertes. But I was very disappointed because I was really looking forward to that match since last week, and it was a good 5 minutes maybe. Next, we see backstage Sexy Star talking to this random guy who is oh, you're one of my favorites. You're the first ever woman world champion in Lucha Underground. You're amazing, but you're not Johnny Mundo because he's the greatest. And she was like, okay. But she talked the entire time in Spanish. The other guy talked in English. So I really love these Sexy Star backstage segments because she doesn't speak a freaking single word of English, yet she understands exactly what the guy's saying. And that person doesn't speak Spanish, but he understands what they're saying. But the guy said, hey, I found this at catering or something. It's a box with your name on it. It's from a fan or something. And she opens it up, and it's this spider that's been lurking around her locker room, apparently. We've seen this spider on a few occasions, and she takes the box, fist bumps it, smashes it to the ground, and lets out a Hulk scream, into the camera. And I was like, this is weird. But yeah, spiders, whatever. Famous B, we see him backstage. He wants to help out Tejano. He says, the fans cheer for you, but they're not behind you. They don't care about you. You need a character change or something. He was talking about you need a new look and all this other crap. And Tejano was about to beat him up, and Famous B was like, just think about it, and then left. So I'm guessing Famous B maybe, and it seemed like Tejano was thinking about it at the end, but I guess Famous B and him will align later, but I really don't care. PJ Black and Jack Evans versus Helico and Son of Havoc was the next match. This match was very short because apparently Helico dislocated his shoulder or his elbow during the match, and the ref like checked on him, and then Jack Evans was able to like get Son of Havoc to the ground. Jack Evans does a Phoenix splash off the top rope, gets the 1-2-3. So I'm guessing it changed because apparently Helico via Twitter, he tweeted a picture of himself. He was like, this was the result of tonight's match, and he was like in a hospital bed with like all this stuff on him, and his outfit had been cut off. Apparently they like scissored it to like help him or something. So apparently it was a legit injury, and I guess they had to call it from there. They most definitely had a different finish to the match because it seemed kind of like random that Jack Evans won with a Phoenix splash. I mean, it was clean, like he didn't even low blow him. So that match was okay, but I can see very well why, because Helico legit got hurt. Next, we see Sexy Star in Dario Cueto's office, and she wants a match with Mariposa because she believes that's the person that's putting the spiders or whatever in as presents. And she's asked Mariposa about it, and Mariposa says it wasn't her. So, I mean, I guess she's a liar, or I'm honestly guessing it's not her. I feel like it's somebody else, but Dario, when she leaves, or she asks for a match, and he's like, another no Moss match, and she's like, no, just a good old fashioned beating. And I'm like, I would much rather have a no Moss match. That match was amazing. And then he's like, okay, you get her next week. So she leaves, storms off, and Dario Cueto opens this box he has, and it's like shining, but we don't, of course, see what's inside. But we will see what is inside of it later on. Tejano versus Cage in the main event, their fourth of their best-of-5 match, and once again, another disappointment because for the time being, if you've already watched the episode, of course, you know it wasn't a disappointment, but let me get there. So basically, Tejano, starts the match. He hits the ground running. He clothesline, does the like attitude adjustment onto his knee, like knee breaker, and then big lariat. And they were doing big moves like right out of the gate. So they weren't even like doing like arm drags and all that. They were freaking going at it. So basically, I think the turnbuckle thing got like ripped off. So Cage went into it, and freaking Tejano did some hammering blows on him, got him busted open, hits a power bomb, and wins it in like a 3-minute match. And at that moment, I was so angry. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. All these matches have been like 3 minutes. This is sucked. I'm gonna be so mad on the review tonight. But then I see like 20 minutes are left in the show, and I'm like, okay, Dario obviously has to come out and say, we're gonna do the best-of-5 match, or we're gonna do the final match right now. Sure enough, Dario Cueto comes out of his office and he says, we're not finishing it here. You're having your final match now, and it's going to be anything goes. So it goes to commercial, and it comes back, and they are flat out killing each other, basically. Tejano hammering blows on Brian Cage's face, gets him busted open even more. He's bleeding like a stuffed pig. Tejano wipes his blood on his own chest, which is like, oh my gosh. And they're just killing each other. We saw Cage later on the match do a senton to the outside. They're killing each other all around the arena. They're on the bleachers. Cage did a suplex to him, and then Tejano ends up doing a spine buster on the bleachers, which looked brutal. And I feel like anytime a Lucha Underground match is Falls Count Anywhere or anything goes, they have to have someone get thrown into the seats, the folded chairs, thrown right into them. And this, of course, happened. I think Cage might have done it, or maybe, no, I think Tejano did it. Tejano threw Cage into the folded chairs. They're killing each other. They're on the guardrail. Cage literally stood on top of the guardrail and was going to suplex Tejano to the outside, and Tejano like punched him. So Cage back body dropped off, and not back body drop, just fell backwards right onto the floor. That looked like it hurt, obviously. Tejano follows it up, jumps off the guardrail, and does a cross body onto the floor. So like they were pulling out some like big moves. These are big guys doing this move, but it wasn't like insane, like like a 630 or like a 450 off the top, or like going through Dario's office. I'm not trying to put the match down, but I'm just saying, put it in perspective. And Tejano, I believe, hits Brian Cage with a chair literally to the dome of his face. Like, no, he did not protect himself at all. Hands were not up. He just took the chair shot to the freaking skull on the outside. It was brutal. Throw him back in the ring. Somehow Cage gets the chair. He puts Tejano on his knees, and Cage smashes a chair over his head. So these guys are killing each other, going for concussions, going for murder, well, actually, and they're just flat out killing each other. Tejano went for the or no, this is later on. Cage went for that discus lariat he does, and Tejano caught him, put him in a crossface submission. And I thought Cage was going to tap out, and I was going to be so mad if Cage tapped out because I did not want Tejano winning this. I definitely wanted Cage winning this, and thankfully he didn't. He ended up rolling it into a pin and got it on a 2 count, and he did a discus lariat. Just took out Tejano 1-2 kick out. So I was surprised by that. I thought for sure he was going to win it there. And then the finish was, oh yeah, of course the finish. What's his face? Oh no, I already said that. Brian Cage for the finish, picks him up, Tejano in a suplex position. It does that suplex pile driver into one like motion finisher he does. The like Steiner driver, I think it is. And that got the finish. That was the 1-2-3, and I was like, man, he killed him. That move, oh, I love. So best of 5. I enjoyed it. I didn't really think these guys needed a best of 5, honestly. Maybe like a best of 3. But I do like the idea of them having the 4th match and then going right into the 5th. But it kind of seems kind of stupid because the 4th match, Brian Cage loses in about 3 minutes. Then it goes into anything goes, and they wrestle for like 20 more minutes, and Cage ends up winning. I just don't really get that. Maybe I think the 4th match should have gone longer because that made Cage look so weak. You know, and also these guys, like, best of 5, it's not like they can do, like, these crazy moves, like, you know, Cage and Tejano, they're big guys. They're not doing, like, all these unique and crazy moves. They're just out there to kill each other. So, I expected, or no, I think it exceeded expectations, though. I think it was better than I expected. When they announced it, I think I was like, I don't know if I can take 5 matches with these guys. Not saying I don't like them, because I'm a huge Cage fan. Like I said, I like Tejano. I just haven't clicked with them. But they did pretty good for their 5 matches, I think. I think they was very enjoyable. So Dario Cueto says, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you what your unique opportunity is in front of the fans. They're too weak-minded. They won't understand it. And I'm like, oh, they must have some crazy backstage special effects thing that they can't do for the live crowd. And so Brian Cage goes into his office, and the show's about to end. And he's asking what it is. Dario Cueto opens the box, and Cage is looking at it and like, are you kidding me? No, this is stupid. I don't want this. And I'm like, you know, what is it? He pulls out a glove, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why? And so I'm like, he went through all this to win a glove. So he's like, I'm not doing this. I don't care. I don't want it. And Dario's like, all right, if you don't want it, please just wear it. And he's like, okay, I'll wear it, because apparently he's into fashion. So Brian Cage puts on the glove, and it's like freaking Thanos on that post-credit scene to whatever Marvel movie, I forget which one. You know, Thanos, the villain, you know, for Avengers or whatever, puts on the glove. It's like that. Like, he was like, oh my gosh, I have the power of Thor or something like that. And he's like the freaking lightning's going through the glove and stuff, and he grabs Dario Cueto and starts choking him. And he's like, you know what? On second thought, I'll take it. Because apparently he has, like, the power of the universe. So he throws Dario Cueto aside and walks out. And it looks like Cage is, like, the freaking, I don't even know, like, Jesus or something. So what this glove means, I guess he can just pulverize everyone. It's going to be pretty funny, his first match out, because the fans are going to be like, why is he wearing a glove? But I'm guessing this means he's going to easily win the world title. I don't think off of Mundo. I would definitely think he'd win it. Maybe Mundo. But I feel like the glove he should be beating like Matanza or Mil Muertes or someone huge, you know? So we'll see what this glove thing does. Hopefully it's cool. But next week we got Sexy Star versus Mario Posa. And the Mac will verse Johnny Mundo. And apparently Lucha Underground tweeted that it will kick off the show. I would think it'd be main event, but it says they'll kick it off where Johnny Mundo defends the world title against the Mac because he won it in the Battle of the Bulls tournament. So, sweet, let's do it. I'm looking forward to, you know, the first Lucha Underground of the new year, and we got a world title match already. So that should be exciting. Maybe Mac wins it. Maybe Mac wins it, and then Cage and him can do their like crazy thing because haven't they versed each other twice at Aztec Warfare? So, I mean, he's got a glove thing that gives him, like, the power of the universe. So, that's pretty cool. So, in OK Lucha Underground, the main event, I think it really picked up. And it made it, like, you know, pretty good. But I wish I would have enjoyed it more. I wish Mil Muertes and Jeremiah Crane would have had an actual full-length match. But we'll see how it goes. Also, this season has had not enough Pentagon Jr. and Paul London and his like crazy gang, because Pentagon Jr., yeah, he's doing that thing, that storyline. He's got his arms broken, so I guess he has to take a break. I mean, he obviously should take a break. He's got both his arms broken. But man, Pentagon Jr., I'm really sad about his storyline, about those, like, you know, Asian fighter ninja girls. Because, man, I think he should be doing stuff so much better, like holding a belt or something. And then Paul London, I was so excited for all his vignettes and stuff, and he's only been on it 1 week, and I'm very, very disappointed about that. But let me know what you thought of this Lucha Underground episode if you did watch it. Thank you so much for listening to my review. Sorry, I went a little longer than I wanted to, especially when this episode wasn't like the best. But just thank you so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Rocks. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And thanks so much for listening. And as always, have a great day, everybody.